very often, our intellect deceives us. So intellect thinks against this. Intellect says, why is the Guru not gracing me? Why is Sri Krishna not bestowing his grace? Guruji, it seems you have forgotten to grace me, so I have come to remind you. The Kripaluji Maharaj says, grace will not happen by itself. There are certain tushtis that we need to carefully watch out for. What is tushti? Tushti means santushti. To become satisfied in your situation. To be satisfied in your situation is an ornament in the material realm. And it's the enemy of sadhana in the spiritual realm. Santoshastrishu kartavya swadare bhojane dhane. In three things, be completely satisfied. Contentment is an ornament. In which three things? Swadare, bhojane and dhane. In your spouse, in your wealth, in the food that you eat. Trishu naiva cha kartavyah swadhyaye japadanayo. In three things, never be contented. In your study of the scriptures, in procuring the knowledge, in your chanting of the names of God, in the seva that you perform, always cultivate this sentiment, I have not done anything as yet. I need to do so much more. So the two different realms have got two different formulae, which we keep in mind while handling them. In the material realm, if we are discontented, we will keep running. And in the spiritual realm, if we are contented, we will stop running. Oh, everything is all right, I am fine. Then the speed of our sadhana will either reduce or stop completely. That is why this tushti or contentment in the spiritual realm is an enemy of the sadhana. So some of these tushtis, they sneak into our intellect cunningly. One of them is called Ishwar Tushti. The second is called Bhagya Tushti. The third is called Kal Tushti. The fourth is called Sharana Tushti. What is Ishwar Tushti? To think, when God graces me, then everything will happen. So if He is not gracing me, the mistake is from His side. Why is it, Guruji? Why is it, God, you are not gracing me? You grace so and so, so and so, so and so. Now what is happening out here? For surrender to God, we are assuming God to be the cause. You need to grace, then I will surrender. We are putting the horse before the cart. The principle has to be understood. God and Guru are samadarshi. Samadarshi means equal towards everyone. So this is called the Jal Vrishti Nyay. The rain falls equally on the ground everywhere. The kind of vessel you have, that is the consequence which happens from the rain. Some of the rainwater fell on the desert sand and it flowed off without any consequence. Some of the rainwater fell on the fertile land and resulted in wonderful vegetation. Some rainwater fell in the drain, in the gutter. It mixed with the sewage and flowed off as sewage water. Some drops, they fell into the river Ganga. They became Sursari Bhagirathi Ganga. Some drop fell into that oyster, the seep, in the Swati Nakshatra, and it transformed into a pearl. Another fell in the cacti and transformed into a thorny bush. Now somebody says that this is gross injustice of the rain. Here it created a thorny bush, there it created a rose flower, there it became the Ganga, here it became a pearl. How unfair! There is no unfairness there. The rain is falling equally everywhere. It all depends on the vessel, the place where it falls. Similarly, God and Guru have no partiality in their grace. Their grace is equitable because they are bound by laws. Ye yatha mam prapadyante tans tathaiva bhajamyaham. Sri Krishna says in the Gita, as you surrender to me, I shall reciprocate accordingly. Ek pratigya Krishnera che puro hoiche ye hoiche bhaje Krishna tar bhaje toiche. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Krishna's promise is, as you love me, I will love you accordingly. Kripaluji Maharaj writes, Jaiso jeev kare pyar, taiso kare pyar yaar, man tero sancho yaar, Brajraj Kumar. Jaiso jeev kare pyar, taiso kare pyar yaar. So if we want more grace, we engage in more surrender. Simple formula. But instead, if we start blaming God, you have not graced me, then we have misunderstood the theoretical knowledge. Why are you not surrendering? I am waiting for grace. So because now we are waiting for grace to surrender, we will reduce the speed of our efforts. And instead, if we decide, it is all in my hands. If I want more grace, I need to surrender to the utmost of my ability. That will bring about speed in our own efforts. So that's the first tushti, Ishvara tushti. We need to carefully weed it out from the maze of our intellect. And the second tushti is Bhagya tushti. This Bhagya tushti is also very deceiving. This person is doing so well. Arey uske bhagya mein likha hoga, must have been in his destiny. We say like this and satisfy ourselves. So, my destiny is not good, that is why I am like that. But there was a person a couple of decades ago called K. Anders Ericsson. He did a study of elite performance. And he wrote a paper which became world famous later on. He said the elite performers, somebody who's an expert Kathak artist, or a Bharatnatyam artist, or a singer, how did they reach there? Were they just born with it? And he discovered it was not the case. They had put in 10,000 hours of practice by the time they reached the age of 20. So that 10,000 hours of practice was the cause behind their world-class performance. The same applies to the spiritual path as well. If you see, oh, somebody is sailing so high and I'm not there, that person has put in a whole lot of practice. No, but he's only come to the satsang 2 years ago. It means he had a huge bank balance from the past. He was carrying forward the bank balance which he had accumulated in past life. Now, if we find my own bank balance is less, then what should we do? Earn at a faster rate? In other words, don't take the crutch of destiny to become lazy. If we do, then we will get satisfied in our situation. Why are you progressing so slowly? Arey, my destiny is bad. What will be the consequence? We will become satisfied. And when we become satisfied, our effort will slow down. So instead of that, keep this knowledge. I am the maker of my destiny. No excuses. I am here today. But I am shooting for the moon. I want to go there. So, it will not be a single one long leap. I will have to practice day in and day out, day in and day out. It is through such practice, Kripaluji Maharaj was saying, that somebody becomes a billionaire. It is through such practice that somebody becomes a learned scholar. Kshanasah, kshanaso vidya. Kanasah, kanaso dhanam. You see, somebody is a scholar today, that knowledge did not fall in his lap. He earned it using every little moment. You see a billionaire today, it happened by saving $1. There's a music maestro called Ravi Shankar. Ravi Shankar was asked by the correspondents that you have been giving public performances now for 50 years. So Ravi Shankar ji, do you still need to practice? He said, if I don't practice for one day, I know the flow is not there. I can make out. If I don't practice for 2 days, the critics, they are able to make out this performance was not to Ravi Shankar's level. If I don't practice for 3 days, the common audience is also able to note the difference. So, anabhyasena visham vidya. You may have wonderful knowledge, but if you don't practice it, it will start dwindling and evaporate. That is why abhyas, abhyas, abhyas. Practice, practice, practice. You want to go quickly to the goal? Increase the speed of your practice. You say, I want to develop this virtue, control of the tongue or whatever. Practice more, more, more. In other words, it is always effort that will lead to the results. There are no shortcuts, there are no free lunches. So, bhagya tushti, be wary of it. The third is kala tushti. What is kala tushti? Kala tushti is waiting for the right time. Do bhakti. When the time comes, it will happen automatically. Will the time come and make you do bhakti? Of course not. It is not that time will come and make us do bhakti. Time is passing away. Every moment that goes by is gone forever. It will never come back. Hence Chanakya Pandit had said, Sahanes tanmah chidram samohaha savibhramaha yanmuhurtam kshanam vapi vasudevam jana chintayet. The biggest loss in your life, the biggest calamity, the biggest tragedy, the biggest reversal is what? That one moment, yan muhurtam, which you did not use in the appropriate manner, in a beneficial, uplifting, positive manner. So, time is an invaluable resource, and time must be very carefully spent. The people who succeed in life are those who know the value of time. People ask me, Swamiji, when I give the public speech, Swamiji, can I have your email? I say, if I give email means I have to give you time. First I have to decide, is it worth it? You start coming to our regular congregational satsang and then I'll give you the email, but not otherwise. Or people will, in India and all, moment they see a Baba, oh, Swamiji, I have got a question on the railway station, everything. So why spend 15 minutes with this guy instead? Do contemplation for 15 minutes. So time is an invaluable resource. You must realize that you can purchase so many things in life, but you can't purchase time. It is only passing by. The only option you have is how will you invest your time. And that will make all the difference. Some people, they waste their time. Some people utilize it. And those who are effective make the best use of their time. That's what makes all the difference. So, don't wait that the time will come and it will make me do bhakti automatically. The kala tushti also needs to be rejected. And the fourth is sharan avaran tushti. Sharan avaran tushti is what? It is a hypocrisy that has crept in unknowingly. So we are fooling ourselves. Sharan avaran tushti means to say, I am surrendered, nothing is mine in the world. And having said that, become contented. In other words, to talk of Sharanagati with the mouth, but not do it actually. And having said it, become contented. Everything of mine belongs to the Guru. Now the statement is very right. It is a statement of Poon Sharanagati, complete surrender. But the person does not actually believe it from inside, does not implement it from inside. And having said it, he is content. Sab to Bhagavan ka hai. Like, let us say, you call the Babaji to your home. Now, sadhus and babas, they are of free mind, no bonds. So he asked, this such a big house, whom does it belong to? Guruji, it is all yours. The statement is perfect, right? From his mouth, he is saying the right things. It is all yours. And that car outside, whose is that? Guruji, it is all yours. And this fridge and this TV and all. Guruji, nothing in this house is mine. Everything belongs to you. So Guruji said, well, I did not know there's so much of my property lying out here. You get that U-Haul, put it all in there and send it to my ashram. Now the person thinks, oh my, what kind of a guru is he? Guruji, what kind of a sadhu are you? Before this, I told to 20 sadhus, it is all yours. Nobody said send it to my ashram. Have you taken sannyas recently? So, people, they give statements of Poon Sharanagati, but don't do it from inside. And having said it, they become contented. Oh, I am totally surrendered. Because I have said Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. And I have put a sticker in my shop, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. So when the Yamdoots come, I'll show them the sticker here. This is Sharan Avaran Tushti. So all these kinds of tushtis need to be lifted and thrown away.